The first light of dawn filtered gently through the dense canopy of the Appalachian Mountains, casting soft golden rays across a quiet forest still wrapped in morning mist. Inside a small clearing, two tents stood beside the dying embers of a campfire. Emma and Sarah, lifelong friends and experienced climbers, stirred awake as the forest slowly came to life around them. Their bond had been forged through years of shared adventures, scaling cliffs, navigating remote trails, and seeking the serenity that only untouched wilderness could offer. This expedition was meant to be another chapter in their long history together, a 2-day climbing journey to conquer one of the lesser-known peaks of the Appalachians. Yet the memory of the previous night lingered uneasily in their minds. Sometime after midnight, both women had awakened abruptly, hearts pounding in the darkness. From within their tents, they had heard strange, echoing howls reverberating through the forest, followed by rhythmic thuds against the trunks of nearby trees. The sounds were unlike anything they had encountered before, too deliberate to be mere wind, too unsettling to ignore. The Appalachian Mountains were steeped in folklore, whispered tales of unexplained phenomena and mysterious presences that had been passed down for generations. Though Emma and Sarah prided themselves on their rationality and experience in the wild, the eerie disturbance left an unspoken tension between them as they prepared for the day's climb. As they packed their gear and began their ascent along a rugged trail leading toward the mountain face, the forest seemed unusually still. Birds chirped cautiously, and a faint breeze rustled the leaves. Both women remained alert, their senses sharpened not only by the demands of the climb, but also by the lingering unease from the night before. It was Sarah who first noticed something unusual. High above, perched awkwardly on a low branch of a weathered pine, was a large silhouette that did not move with the confidence expected of a bird of prey. Drawing closer, they realized with a mixture of awe and concern that it was a bald eagle. The majestic symbol of the American wilderness appeared profoundly out of place. Instead of soaring gracefully through the sky, the eagle clung precariously to the branch, its wings partially spread as if attempting to balance. One wing hung at an unnatural angle, and the bird's once pristine white head feathers were stained with dirt and dried blood. Its piercing eyes, though still sharp, conveyed exhaustion and vulnerability. The eagle did not attempt to flee as the women approached, a clear sign that something was terribly wrong. Emma and Sarah exchanged worried glances. Bald eagles are known for their strength and resilience, rarely allowing humans to come so close. The bird's labored breathing was visible, its chest rising and falling with evident strain. When it attempted to shift its position, it let out a weak cry, revealing the depth of its suffering. Tangled tightly around its injured wing was a length of nearly invisible fishing line, embedded deeply into the flesh. The line trailed downward, snagged around the branch, effectively trapping the bird and preventing it from flying. The sight was heartbreaking. The eagle's powerful talons gripped the bark desperately, yet its body trembled from fatigue. Feathers were missing where the line had cut into its skin, and the surrounding tissue appeared swollen and infected. Every movement seemed to cause immense pain. The forest, moments ago serene, now felt heavy with the gravity of the situation. Emma felt a surge of determination, while Sarah's eyes filled with empathy. They understood that without intervention, the eagle's chances of survival were slim. As they observed the struggling bird, the narrative of its tragedy seemed to unfold in their minds. Days earlier, the eagle had likely been hunting along a nearby river, diving with precision to snatch a fish from the water's surface. In the process, it must have encountered a discarded fishing line left behind by careless humans. Invisible and deadly, the line ensnared the eagle's wing as it attempted to take flight. Panic would have set in as the bird struggled to free itself, each frantic movement tightening the line further. Eventually, exhausted and injured, it managed to reach the forest, but remained hopelessly trapped, far from its territory and unable to return to its nest. The days that followed must have been a relentless battle for survival. Unable to fly, the eagle could no longer hunt effectively, forcing it to rely on scarce opportunities to scavenge. Hunger and dehydration would have weakened its once powerful body. Alone in the vast wilderness, it endured exposure to the elements, enduring cold nights and the constant threat of predators. The infection in its wing likely worsened with each passing day, sapping its strength and leaving it increasingly vulnerable. As Emma and Sarah contemplated how to help, a sudden sound shattered the fragile calm of the forest. From deeper within the trees came a low, haunting howl, eerily similar to the one that had awakened them during the night. Moments later, a series of heavy knocks echoed against the trunks, as though something large was moving deliberately through the underbrush. The women froze, exchanging tense glances. The sensation of being watched crept over them, intensifying the urgency of the situation. Whether it was a pack of coyotes, a black bear, or something less easily explained, the presence of a potential threat heightened the stakes dramatically. Despite their fear, Emma reached for her satellite phone, contacting a local wildlife rescue organization. She provided precise coordinates while Sarah remained close to the eagle, speaking softly in an attempt to keep it calm. The bird watched them cautiously, its eyes reflecting both pain and a faint glimmer of trust. Determined not to abandon it, the women gathered materials from their packs, fashioning a temporary barrier to deter potential predators while they awaited professional assistance. Time seemed to extend endlessly. The forest noises grew intermittently louder, then faded, keeping the tension alive. When the rescue team finally arrived, their presence brought a sense of relief. Equipped with protective gear and veterinary supplies, they quickly assessed the situation. However, the rescue proved far from straightforward. The eagle was severely weakened, and any sudden movement risked exacerbating its injuries. Moreover, the fishing line had become deeply embedded in the wing, requiring careful removal to prevent further damage. A veterinarian prepared a mild sedative, administered with precision to minimize stress on the fragile bird. Even with sedation, the process was delicate. The rescuers worked patiently, cutting away the entangled line millimeter by millimeter. Each step demanded meticulous care, as the surrounding tissue was inflamed and sensitive. Emma and Sarah watched anxiously, their hearts racing with every movement. The distant howls echoed once more, as if the forest itself were holding its breath. At last, the final strand of fishing line was freed. The eagle's wing, though injured, was no longer bound. The veterinary team cleaned the wounds and applied protective bandaging, stabilizing the bird for transport to a rehabilitation center. A collective sigh of relief swept through the group, yet the most emotional moment was still to come. As the rescuers prepared to place the eagle into a transport crate, a powerful shadow swept silently across the clearing. All eyes turned skyward. Descending gracefully from above was another bald eagle, its wings outstretched in a majestic display. The newcomer circled once before landing on a nearby branch, emitting a resonant call that echoed through the forest. The injured eagle, though sedated, responded with a faint cry. It became evident that this was likely its mate, drawn by instinct and loyalty after days of searching. The sight was profoundly moving. The healthy eagle remained perched nearby, vigilant and protective, as if ensuring the safety of its partner. This unexpected reunion transformed the rescue into a deeply emotional testament to the bonds that exist within the natural world. Emma and Sarah felt tears well in their eyes, witnessing a moment that transcended words, a silent promise of reunion and hope.
Thank you, fellow explorers, for following our adventures. Help our channel grow and unlock amazing content by getting our ebook, Discover North American Animals. In this book, you will find information about the animals, educational activities, games, and drawings that you can print and color. Subscribe, like, and share our channel with your friends. See you on the next adventure!